junker red ved juletid.
Ching chang ching lutilej.
Omkring ham dannede sneen hvid.
Ching chang ching lutilej.
So, I got a list of games that I played in 2018. I think we're going to do our own, like, year-end wrap-up later this year. But we kind of do our own, like, award show when we do that. And I thought it'd be cool if we go through our list of games that we played. And kind of talk about, like, what gaming this year looked like. Because it may not be a new game. I played a lot of new games this year. But not all the games that I played were new. And just kind of like, how was your year in gaming is kind of what I wanted to kind of talk about. Let's have a little gaming therapy session. How was your year, Owen?
Dude, whenever I sat down, because I brought this topic to you, I sat down and I was like, I wonder how many games I actually played this year. I honestly thought it was going to be like 5 or 10. And then I really looked at it. I had 38 games that I played in 2018. I'm not saying I beat 38 games, by the way. I just played 38 games. There are some games that I
come on, 30.
There's some that I literally played for like 5 minutes, and I was like, nope, not for me, and moved on with my life because I've now come to accept that, and you should too, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't like a game, stop playing.
Stop playing it. You don't have to finish every game, but I do have a habit of not finishing games, even games that I like. But that's because there's so many games coming out, so much good stuff coming out.
Well, it's that meme. It's that meme of the dude walking with the girl, and then the other girl that's passing by is like,
"Yep."
Ooh, it's that exact thing. Yep. It's like I was playing Black Ops, Red Dead came walking by. I was playing Spider-Man, and then Black Ops came walking by. I was playing Dragon Quest, and then Spider-Man.
What's the other meme where it's like just this like stack of like new? I think it's a meme about like people who read like books. It's like the stack of books that I'm never gonna read and all that. Like I'll do that. And I'm like, I'll buy a new game, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna play this, and then I'm like, oh, I kind of want to play Mass Effect.
Yeah.
So there's some I played some Diablo 2 earlier this year.
Nice.
And it's such a good game. It's what is this like?
What are you?
18 years later. So I was playing a Necromancer.
There you go.
But like, which I just thought like I just wanted some nostalgia, so I picked the Necromancer. I forgot.
You go Skelly?
What's up? The Skellies?
You go Skelly?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Total Skellies. I like as many skeletons as possible, dude.
I wanna flood the screen so hard that the game just runs like no.
That was one of the first moments in or not first moments, but when I started really strategizing games where normally you didn't have, it wasn't a strategy game, but you can strategize. But when I played Necromancer and realizing, oh, I can bring up golems and the golems last longer, and then trying to have them tank for you, which is like, it didn't work as well as having just a ridiculous amount of skeletons and skeleton casters and regular skeletons. It was amazing. I want more of that.
He got it to beat Zelda. Way to go.
Yeah.
Way to go.
And
welcome to the family.
Exactly. Yeah. I did play and beat Zelda this year. I don't think I had this conversation with you about beating it, because we were talking about like playing Zelda, and I had one afternoon where like I just wrapped up work, and I was like, oh, I've got these. I've beaten all the beasts. And I'd upgraded my armor, and I was considering grinding out to get like the next level of armor where you have to get the not ancient gears or something like.
Well, no, there's parts.
I got the ancient gears one. There's another one. It's like giant ancient springs or something.
Yeah, there's several. There's the core. There's springs. There's screws.
So I got like up to like I got to the point where it was like, oh, all right, you're not gonna have to farm. You're gonna have to farm them. You can't take out their legs, and then you have a chance of getting it. Yep. And I was like, I think I'm okay. I'm gonna just try to beat it. Yeah, I was like, that's too much for me. So I was just like, I'm just gonna go fight Ganon and see what happens. I saved my game, went in and killed him.
You destroyed him.
I just freaking destroyed him. It was insane. Didn't die. Epona. Oh. So the second phase, I got knocked off Epona. Epona runs off. I don't know if so I'm guessing she did not do that with you. And yes,
No, she should come back if you follow.
Okay, well,
you should be able to whistle.
I whistled and she didn't come back. And yes, I did have Epona because yes, I has the amiibo.
And you have the real one. I have the amiibo cards that I got off Etsy.
Oh, okay. Well, I got the real one because I also wanted to have I have Link. I've got Zelda. I've got a handful of the ones that I feel like I really enjoy, and I wanted to have them here. I'm gonna probably get the Ocarina Link and a couple other ones. But yeah, I massacred them. It was great. And speaking of Zelda, I also played Hyrule Warriors. And I had fun with it. I
play the Switch version where you got everything.
Yeah, for the Switch, I had fun with it. I really want to get the wife to play it because I've really been wanting her to play Zelda. It's not clicked with her. I know, but she's like, I get it, but
as I always say, nobody's perfect.
Yeah, that's true. But I'm like, okay, well, but maybe she'll like this version because she loves hack and slash and she loves that kind of bit. So I thought maybe that, but it hasn't happened yet. And I played Shadow of the Colossus.
Yeah. You were talking about trip down memory lane right there. I played that over the course of a week, and it's one of those things where me and my wife don't really co-op games, but what'll happen is that I'll play through a game, and if she wants to, she'll sit there and watch. She remembered playing that game a long time ago and then just wanted to watch me play through it again, and man, did they make that game look pretty.
It's so pretty. And actually it was one of the first games that me and the wife played through on PS2 because I picked it up at a movie trading company. It was because I was like, I heard about this game, I heard it's good, and it was in an Adam Sandler movie. I forget the Adam Sandler movie that it was in, but there's an Adam Sandler movie where he's like all depressed and he's playing it on a projector, and that's all I remember about the movie. I was like, what the hell is that game? Because it looks so cool. Found out what it was, went and grabbed it, and we beat it in a weekend. Just played it all the way through. And I love it. And yeah, the remaster was just as good. It was fantastic.
It was better. I mean, the thing where I respect them for leaving in the controller jank. I understand that it was part of the game. It's one of those games where you play it in spite of the controls, and it's kind of it reminds me of a Red Dead Rockstar situation where it's the controls are not great, but it's just so
Resident Evil 2. It's so
artistically beautiful. Yeah. Taking them down, I had such a great time.
I'd agree. So what were some of the ones? I guess what was, we could talk about favorites, but what surprised you out of yours? I mean,
surprising me was a little bit of Let's Go Pikachu.
Really?
Obviously, I'm still a Pokemon fan. We knew I was going to buy it day one, but what surprised me was it's my childhood in reimagined. It's a very easy game. It's definitely not like Pokemon proper.
Yeah.
Even though Pokemon proper is also easy. So think about it that way. It's like Pokemon was already really not a difficult game. It's that much easier, but it's just so there's a word that another podcast uses all the time, jolly, but in this case it's the right word. Because it is just so happy, and especially while I was playing Red Dead 2, which is a very emotionally and stressful game where everything is on edge the whole time, and then you sit there with your Switch and your handheld and little Pikachu just and it's not your rival. Some things where they went way too easy. Your rival's not really a rival. He's nice to you.
What?
And that, yeah. See, but I appreciated it again because it was such a palate cleanser.
Yeah.
In terms of it's just so easy to sit there and play for 20 minutes, an hour, a couple hours. I found myself at one point I played for 4 hours straight, and then another time I was just I'm just gonna go catch some Pokemon real quick, just because I feel like throwing the ball.
That's cool. How's the ball on that?
It's cheese. It honestly, it's way more fun in handheld mode because it controls on your gyro instead.
Okay.
to aim. The ball, though, like, you bought it because it's a Pokeball.
Of course.
That's why.
Of course. Did you link it to your? Because you can link it to your Let's Go or you can Pokemon Go app, right?
Yeah, I haven't gotten to the part of the game where you can do that yet, but you can,
Okay.
and it's basically just so you can fill the old Pokedex.
Okay.
It's a cheap way to fill the Pokedex, honestly,
Okay.
but I'm still gonna do it. Another really surprising game that got a lot of heat for kind of just its emptiness, but was Sea of Thieves. I played it with you like once or twice, but I probably put like 60 or 70 hours into it with my friends, just roaming the high seas.
I liked it. You were one of the only people that I played online with. I would play every now and then and go, I'll just jump on for a little bit, and I'd end up playing for like a couple hours. I thought it was very, like, to me, people were like, oh, it's not enough content. Yeah, it's part of it's kind of zen, and if you have a group of people, like, playing with your friends was awesome. Like, it was a lot of fun.
We knew what we were doing.
You knew what you were doing. We took out that boat of people who were trying to, like, shoot us. Yeah, we were about to. Like, they ended up getting away from us. But
and the most beautiful water
in
a game that I've ever seen.
God, it was. I mean, I think it was a fun experience. And it was a lot. I mean, I enjoyed it. I just didn't have enough time. This is. I've learned this year that when it comes to online games, like, I have to schedule myself to be like, okay, I'll play an online game now, like, at this time. But I can't play too many of them because I can't juggle too many of them. I have to be able to drop in, drop out. So
yeah, it has to be. So that's why games like Black Ops 3, or that was, I'll put that under surprising as well. Black Ops 4 with Blackout, the battle royale in general, like the drop in, drop out of those games is so good, and I did not expect Treyarch to nail it with Blackout. After playing 500 hours of PUBG, really wanting another at least decently realistic one as opposed to Fortnite. And if you like Fortnite, no offense at all. It's just not for me. It's a little bit more realistic in that, and it's great.
I've heard so many people say that this is what Fortnite and PUBG were going for, and that Treyarch knocked it out of the park. And that if it was a free game like Fortnite, no one would be playing Fortnite. Someone said that. I know that's hyperbole, but but I mean, it's that quality, it's that good. Obviously, that's not going to happen. But when this game gets cheap enough, then Fortnite has a lot of competitors. That being said, I did play a good amount of Fortnite this year, way more than I thought I would play. I'm still horrible.
I don't think Fortnite's going anywhere because of its user base. Because parents are a lot quicker to accept Fortnite's happy-go-lucky kill it. There's no blood or anything. When you die, you don't like fall down dead. You just disappear into the vet. Like, it's not like straight bloody like it is in Call of Duty.
Which I have
like Call of Duty is a mature rated game.
Yeah. And
Fortnite is not.
That's true. But I also have a problem with that, where it's like, to me, if you take out the gore but you're shooting someone in the face, like, I feel like that takes a psychological toll on someone. It makes them. It makes.
It's like it's like Bugs Bunny and
Daffy Duck.
Elmer Fudd.
Yeah. Drop.
Yeah, he would like blow. It's a cartoon violence thing versus realistic violence. That's just where people tend to draw the line.
Yeah, I just feel like, to me, if you're gonna have that level of violence, like, show at least some ramification for it. Not that it has to be like, this would be like complete gore fest, but yeah, it's like if something like that happens and you shoot and someone falls, they shouldn't just get right back up. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Let's see, what else did I play? Oh, I played some Jurassic World Evolution, and I was so bored.
Is that the one where you make the park?
Yeah, I was bored. Like, it took. I mean, maybe if I put a good 30 hours into it, maybe it would have been okay, but I don't got that kind of time. Like, it was so slow.
I've never been a roller coaster tycoon game.
I played 5 hours of the game and I still felt like I was in a tutorial.
Yeah.
I liked Roller Coaster Tycoon, but, like, I don't need a tutorial over and over and over and over again. And even though I was in tutorial mode, there are things they didn't tell you. and then you screw up things and go, okay, well, I guess I have to restart this because I accidentally put because I didn't have enough feeding things.
Put a velociraptor cage in here. Jeez, I mean, I didn't learn anything from him.
I had predator. I had some carnivores, and it told me to put down carnivores and herbivores in the same area, and then the carnivore ate the other one. And this was after the one where it triggers, and it's like, oh, things can happen. It happened, and then this was like an hour later, and it had told me to put these in a specific place. And then afterwards, it's like, I guess you should have put more feeders in there so that way they could eat. I'm like, you told me to screw up. Don't do that. Like, don't keep telling me to screw up to try to make me learn a lesson. Don't rub my nose in the poop. This is stupid. What else did I play? South Park: The Fractured Butthole. I personally like Stick of Truth better. I think it lends itself better. That being said, Fractured Butthole is also really funny. So
never been a South Park dude. There's too much toilet humor for me. I understand its brilliance at the same time. I've heard nothing but good things, and the fact that I will appreciate the fact that the Trey Parker and
Matt Stone.
Matt Stone. The fact that they have hands on anything that has to do with their universe is really cool.
Well, they learned in the N64 era there were two Nintendo 64 games, South Park games, that they didn't have anything to do with, and they were horrible. So they wrote this and did all the voices. I also find it funny. I don't know if you knew this. You know they're both Republicans. Yeah, so they were nominated for some liberal award thing like in the early 2000s, and they got up there. I can't remember what it was, but like it was a very liberal award or whatever the heck it was. And I'm saying that as I'm liberal anyways. So like they get nominated, they accept the award, and they're like, "Thanks guys, you know we're both Republicans, right?" And like everybody was just stunned because they thought, "Oh well, you have all this like all this humor, and you're they're not politically correct, right?" Yeah. So they think, oh, if you're not politically correct, you're liberal. And they're like, no, we just think it's funny that people have to act a certain way and say certain things, and like they make fun of everybody. Yeah, there's toilet humor, but after the fourth season, like the whole, like most of the show is like, let's just make fun of everyone. Yeah. I love that. I love that about them. Yeah.
Random other thing where I know I tend to bash on mobile gaming quite a bit. It's kind of like the thing that you do as a gamer, but there were actually a couple mobile games that I jumped into this year that were not terrible. Other than Pokemon Go, which is kind of like I did jump back into that after quite a busy 2016. I took 2017 off. Things were going on. We bought houses. Other family things happened. So but I jumped back into Pokemon Go. Still good, still solid. But there's another game called Florence. I don't know if you've heard of this game.
No, I haven't heard of that one.
It was actually nominated. I think it's on the Games for Impact for the Game Awards this year. It's like a $2 or $3 mobile game, and it basically is a little narrative, silent narrative of a relationship between Florence and, I don't know his name. I assume that her name is Florence, or it could take place in Florence. I'm really not sure about that either. However, it's a moving little story that you play through in about an hour. I got my $3 worth.
Okay.
I also played. Kevin says Florence is quality. Also, I agree. I also played quite a bit of PUBG Mobile.
And
after my several hours of PUBG on PC, I couldn't get it.
How was it on mobile?
Fantastic.
Because Fortnite's horrible on mobile.
It was. I mean, there's probably because of the building mechanic.
That's exactly what it is.
But PUBG is made by Tencent, which is one of the biggest game developers in the world that you've never heard of, especially mobile game developers. They basically took PUBG on PC, made it run pretty dang well. Sometimes I say even better than the PC version in terms of like the server lag and all that stuff. It's great. It's free. You can obviously pay for skins and stuff. All their loot box stuff is total trash in terms of how random and stuff. So don't put any money into it. But as a free game, it's absolutely fun if you want a little mobile battle royale action.
Yeah, I did get into Pokemon Go again, but the only other game that I've been playing on mobile is someone recommended for me to download. I think it's Froats. I think is how it's pronounced, but it's a bunch of text, like old text choose your own adventure DOS games, and I'm like, that sounds fun. And
you have to type in the text, or does it get prompts?
It does both. It does have some of them don't have prompts, some of them do. But
sounds really cool.
I enjoyed it. I'm pretty sure it has prompts. I enjoyed it, but I get stuck so much, which, you know, it shows how impatient we've become as a society. No, it looks like it does not have prompts. I thought it did.
So you have to type in stuff?
No, there is a prompt thing. You can hit a button and it will do a prompt, but it's not everything that you would. It's not like you could, you know, what what branches it is.
Yeah.
But it has the generic, as I look at this, look, read, examine, drop, open, that kind of thing. So it showed me how impatient I've become as a gamer, though, because I used to play choose your own adventure games. I used to play the text ones. I played, which this is different, but like King's Quest and those kind of games where it's frustrating and you're trying to figure out how to have an interaction happen, and when you screw it up, then you've lost like 6 hours of gameplay. And nowadays I'm just like, no, I'm not. I like, unless it's Dark Souls, I guess. I'm like, I don't want to do that.
Did you try Thimbleweed Park?
I have not played that. No, what is that?
I haven't tried it either, but it's not. It's again, it's a throwback to the adventure games of old. You don't have to type stuff in. It can be played on console. I think it's even on Switch. But the same type of prompt thing where it's like, pick this up, put that
Tim
down.
Schafer
Very,
style.
yeah, very. Apparently, for the people, if you are a adventure game enthusiast, Thimbleweed Park was good stuff.
You know what I'm downloading tonight?
some other really small titles. Like I definitely go over all the big stuff that we've already talked about in terms of Game Awards, but I'm gonna just ignore all of those and say like, hey, I played every big game this year. You can trust me on that, except for Assassin's Creed. There was one. Sorry. Oh, the game, the prequel to the Kickstarter game, Bloodstained, that came out. I
played that as well. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Bloodstained, they put it on there where if they met a certain goal, they would make a 8-bit, old school looking game, and man, was that cool. It was really easy, but it was cool.
I forgot about that because I beat it in an afternoon, and I was like, that was really fun. But I felt like after that I could beat Castlevania.
Nope.
And no, it didn't happen. I literally, after like the next day, I was like, you know, I kind of want to play some Castlevania, and then I just got it handed to me. Like, more power to like Tanner and people who can like actually do that. I cannot get through them.
I don't get how he does it.
I don't know.
It's only because I suck. Like, I'm just terrible. Like Castlevania 1, 2, and 3, I'm absolutely god awful.
I'm horrible at them. Yeah. Symphony of the Night's really fun though. I really like.
At some point, I lost the only NES games that I could confidently like do, and it's even then I'll still die. Super Mario. Like, give me those 3 Super Mario games. I could get through them. I will get a little angry at times, but like you give me something like Mega Man 2, Castlevania. What's the Ghosts and Goblins?
Yeah, I was playing Super Ghosts and Goblins earlier this year with my SNES Classic, and man, it was so fun, but it's so frustrating.
I did not play Hollow Knight, Kevin. Did you play some Hollow Knight? I've heard nothing but good things.
No, I didn't. No.
Heard nothing but good things. I did buy it on the Black Friday sale, so it's on that never-ending backlog.
One day, I feel like when we get to the point where we're like, these get like new games suck, only our old games were cool, we're gonna have so many backlogged games that we can play at that point.
As long as we can still re-download them, that'll be the thing.
Yeah.
The only other one that, like, again, just there was a A game that I put way more time that is another mobile game, way more time than I ever thought that I would, is a game called Desert Golfing. You ever heard of this game?
I've heard of it. I've not played it, but I've heard of it.
So it's not free. I think it cost me like $4. It is a randomly generated golf game. There is no par. It's just each hole you go until you get it in that hole, and then what happens? The next hole. There's no saving, there's no score other than how many strokes that you've taken. Right now, I am on hole 2,966, and I have taken 8,580 strokes.
That's pretty funny. Oh, that sounds cool. I mean,
it's the perfect time suck game in terms of like, I have 5 minutes, like you're talking about impatient. Yeah. You're sitting there waiting on your oil change to get done. Desert golfing. There's been times where, we both have done tech support. There's times where it's like customer puts me on hold. Desert golfing.
Yeah, I'm guilty of that. There's certain go-tos that I do for that because it's either I'm on hold or I'm like, okay, I'm about to jump on a conference call, and if I go do X, Y, and Z, I'm gonna get distracted or I'm not gonna be able to put my full attention into the things. So yeah, I'm gonna play a little bit of a mobile game or a Switch game for the next 5 minutes, and then I'll jump onto that conference bridge. Yeah, I'm gonna have to download it for that reason then, because if
it's a thing. It never, like, as far as I know, it never ends. Somebody said that they've beaten the game, and that was after hole 20,000, and that it just stops generating levels.
That's funny.
And there's a thing where the level generates, and it's just a big giant patch of water, so there's nowhere to hit the ball.
That's funny. That's their kill screen. That's really cool.
It's a thing, and originally the guy I went down to like a little rabbit hole because this game came out in like 2014 or something like that, where since it was randomly generated, there would be impossible holes, and like people would send him screenshots and screen grabs and video grabs a impossible hole. So he eventually fixed it to where it will not generate an impossible hole.
Okay.
But he did end it to where it just stops generating levels.
I think that's cool though. Like, it's cool. I would think it's even cooler if it wasn't all water, but if it had like a kill screen and a bunch of glitches going on, because I think that'd be like a cool like nod to the old arcade games where like it's like there's no way to actually beat the game. The game just runs out of memory and you're screwed. Yeah. Stupid game that I don't know why I picked it up. I saw a random screenshot of it on a Facebook group that I'm in one time about 6 months ago, and somebody was just like, "What is that?" It was like Desert Golfing, and I was in the airport waiting for our flight for our vacation, and I was like, "I don't feel like busting out my Switch right now. How much is Desert Golfing? Oh, $3. Let's do it." And then 8,000 holes later, still playing. That's funny. So let us know in the comments what you played this year. Was there anything that you went back and played, or anything that you played that isn't Red Dead Redemption, that's not Assassin's Creed, something that's not what we'd expect? Let us know in the comments what you enjoyed this year, and we'll see you later.